Are we drinking too much? Amanda, you might tell some of us yes, although we're saying no.
Yeah, we are in a bourbon town here. This is going to be fun.
This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. But I mean, the reality of it is, you know, some people are doing like a New Year's Eve resolution every month. I'm not going to drink so much. I'm going to do this. But some people are really drinking because they're having a good time. How do you balance having a good time without overindulging?
People need to probably just be mindful about what their usage is. How are you using alcohol? What role is it playing in your life? You know, if you find yourself drinking to have a good time, but it's like every single night, you know, you might start to kind of question a little bit. What role is this playing in my life? Or is it possible for me to have a good time without having a few drinks or 10 drinks or whatever it requires for you?
What are some of the things that you've seen with, you know, you had the pandemic, you had racial tension, and just recently there was a warning that came out saying that there's mental health on the rise in youth. What are some of the things that you're seeing with adults as it relates to just drinking and mental health overall?
Yeah, I think, well, all the things you're talking about are just stressors, right? And a lot of people turn to some form of coping mechanism when they are under stress. And while we therapists love to say, you know, like breathe, meditate, take walks, etc., a lot of times I think people, especially when they're under extreme stress, are like, that's not enough. That's not giving me that quick fix. And having a drink might actually give you that quick fix. So that gets started, you know, Monday night drink before bed, and then next thing you know, more and more and more. And again, you kind of have to check in with yourself, see why you're drinking, what are your outlets, think about your other outlets. How do you cope with stress? Especially when you are stuck in a home with your children or your spouse. But really looking at how does this show up in different areas of your life? How is your life impacted, you know? And there are people who can drink and drink and drink and be very successful, and that can be tricky to kind of uncover sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what, there are certain people that don't want to ever admit that they might be borderline alcoholics, and then I think there are some people that are just trying to manage it on their own. As we go to break, share with us when you should stop trying to tough it out and seek professional help.
I would say if you feel any point that you're kind of questioning, you're thinking, or you notice, you go to grab that bottle of wine because you're going, oh, I've had such a stressful day, right? You might think to yourself, what is my relationship with alcohol? And just start to explore it, you know, talk about it. Say, awesome. That's why I brought you a Talk About It sticker.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Fantastic. Well, Amanda Villavestes, everyone, it was a pleasure. You want to know how you're doing, whether you're drinking too much, be sure to pick up the monthly issue of Today's Woman magazine and find her column. Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the final segment of Today's Woman show. We are here with Colleen Kleins. I have to tell you, I enjoyed so much the photos and the imagery of you and your sister and the work that you all are doing here in Louisville. It is an honor to have you here on the show.
We work with 180 women in India who were trafficked in the sex trade or survivors of domestic violence. And we provide technical skills training and textiles and design, as well as full-time jobs to these 180 women. And the products that they create, like the scarf that I'm wearing, are all hand-stitched from either vintage saris or organic cotton. And we've sold and made now over 80,000 products over the years. But all of this started when I was in graduate school at Rhode Island School of Design. And I had this aha moment during a class that I was taking, is that I'm really passionate and love design, but I also wanted to do good. And I think everybody's career opportunities, what you're doing with Today's Woman, we all have the power to design change. And that when I got to visit some of the women in India, that distance felt not as far. And learned a lot about how we can all support each other worldwide. You approach these situations where you are there to learn. You're there to listen. And that kind of cycle that we use, the design thinking model, really allows for something that's well balanced and not, top down.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. I love that. Absolutely love that. Again, I can't say enough because if you have not seen the issue or the article on these two, it really is really breathtaking. I mean, the energy with you and your sister, I was definitely drawn to it. Outside of, is this your passion? Are there other things that you all are passionate about?
This is a strong passion. I never set out to pursue textile design or start an organization, much less a nonprofit. I am really passionate about plants still and love the outdoors, and I think just community engagement in women in general is really where my passions lie. So that kind of melds all of them together. Part of the saga this year is like we're doing something for our higher purpose and power.
Fantastic. Awesome. I love your vibe and your energy. Welcome to the Sisterhood,
Thank
girlfriend.
you.
Well, Tawana, we are so excited for this partnership moving forward. We can't wait to hear more of these stories because I feel like the community needs that right now. And that's why we're here kicking off this episode today and another episode coming up this Friday. So the first Friday of each month will feature the Today's Woman show in the 9:30 half hour of Great Day Live. And then each Friday in between, I love this, you're going to see a recap. You're going to see another story to remind everybody to keep going until we see the show again. It's going to be awesome. So thank you.
You're so very welcome. So I just want you all to know we're all doing this together. We've got a lot of amazing stories. And for those of you that have not found your story yet, we want you to tune in because we want you to know we see you, sis.